The world is a vampire sent to drain. Secret destroyer.
Yeah, there guys, back again with a video. Just doing a quick video about XP farming. Now, I'm going to say this quite clear to begin with. This is not a set guide to find the best routes or find the best way to XP farm. This is more of a case of being a discussion in regards to what gives you the best way of actually maximising what you're doing at that particular time. Maximising XP farming is one of those things that you'll always be chasing in games like Diablo 3. Especially now with Paragon levels, XP farming has become an art form, and is one of those things that you really need to look at the details regards to your gear, your build, and also time management. XP farming is about getting as much XP in as short amount of time as possible. Now, the way we do this with Diablo is to attack as much elite as possible, but also to go through a lot of trash mob crowds and kill them efficiently and quickly. Now, this requires a bit of thinking on the part of the player. Now, with the DH, you do have a few abilities which you can apply to crowd control, like Straff, which has grenades. So you will have to look in your class regards to your skill set, what will actually attack the mouse and kill the mouse in a short amount of time. Now, obviously, you have got barbarians which have whirlwind and cleave, which obviously does a lot of damage over a few mobs. But then obviously you got to then look at the outside of killing an individual elite. For instance, if you got a set of elites which you're doing RD, you know, attacking all three of those elites at the single time. So you will have to find a balance between attacking many and attacking one. Again, using my DH as an example, and my primary attack, I use barrel shot with volatile explosives. So I can still attack one trash or one elite at one single time, but still do a bit of crowd control, but not as much as regards to Straff. Managing DPS is another thing that you will have to think about in your build. It's very easy to get overboard with DPS and become a glass cannon. If you look in terms of regards to speed in your XP runs, it is sometimes better to actually have less DPS, more life and more healing abilities than anything else. The thing is, mobs die as quick if you have 150k or 200k. The fact is, it doesn't matter about the amount of DPS, it's how much you apply that DPS. So for instance, if you're already dead, there's now you can't put that DPS into action either case, can you? So you have to look at balancing that out too. I usually have an SS build for my DH, which I usually do 200k on the first shot, and it goes down to about 100 and 110k, which does me sound. I mean, it kills elite, kills mobs quite efficiently. So again, it's about managing a balance between life, survivability, and killing as fast as possible. Survivability as well as your DPS is all tied down to your build and gear. For build, you have to look at a case of being how fast can you heal your particular character in a firefight, for instance. In a DH build, you do have certain abilities like preparation with battle scars to heal your character, and also shadow power to get life steal. So you have to then look at a case of being, is this, say for instance you've run out of potions, or you've waiting for the cooldown for the potions. Then you have to look at, well, how can I heal my character quickly if they say for instance I don't have life on hit or life after kill. And you don't want to be trying to kite too much, but if you have life regeneration on your gear and your build, then maybe you have to think about pulling out of the firefight or pulling out for the fight for a little while just to heal up. I've done it many a time. Let's say for instance I've been fighting an RD elite pack. I've always pulled out for a few minutes just to gain my life back, then jump back in straight away. Again, it's about survivability versus DPS. Time management down into XP farm is all about routes and how you actually manage those routes. Now, I use the Alkaiser method, which is core Ariat, and using the latter part of Act 3 and working backwards from that. Then choosing either Rakis Crossing or Stonefort or the Keeps just to finish that run off. Now, that usually takes around about 15 to 20 minutes, and in that time I can usually get around 6 to 8 million with my set balances, and also just killing a lot of leads with Nephilim stacks, and forgetting about gold and gear drops. Now, this might seem a bit alien and strange to a lot of people, but the thing is, forgetting about gear and gold drops, that means you're specifically going for XP. If you're going to go for gold farming, go for gold farming, by all means. If you're going for gear like farming, that's fair play. But if you're looking at pure XP farming, the best way to do is just leave all drops except for legendaries and gems. Now, I only pick up emeralds and rubies for the simple fact being those two are the most valuable, so I will get the most money for stopping and picking them up. And obviously legendaries, even though you might get legendaries that you will salvage, you'll still get brimstone out of them, so they are worth taking a few seconds out your run just to pick up. Trash mobs are one of those things which are very tricky in XP farming, because they do give you a lot of XP if you say, for instance, you've got a pack of stingers or crawlers. They will give you a fair amount of XP, but they're not worth backtracking or deviating from your route just for one or two mobs. If it was an elite, yes, fair play, and you try and stop it as much as possible unless it's a elite which you are having a bit of trouble with. If it is just a mob pack, which there's a fair amount, and you're not killed them all, just run through, forget about them, go to the next elite as quick as possible. Monster power in the routes and in XP farming is a bit of a double-edged sword. Now, a lot of people, they will think automatically straight away, put the highest MP that you can do and get the most maximised bonus for that particular monster power. You will get a 10% bonus, and it will stack. So for instance, if you're on MP3, you'll get 30% XP bonus for being on MP3. But the problem is with that regards to the mobs, they will be at MP3 level and power, so basically they will be a lot harder to kill. And if they say, for instance, you lose using the Kane Legacy set, or you're not geared up for that particular MP, you will die a hell of a lot, and it's not really worth it. There's no point spending half the time that you're XP farming dead. So the most efficient way to farm regards to MP is either 0 or 1. There's no argument about it. Most of the community regards to Diablo are in agreement with this, and I know it's very easy to get a bit tunnel vision with regards to your MP. Obviously, the higher you can do, it's more bragging rights. But if you're doing pure XP farming, best thing to do is leave the monster power out of it. All in all, it's about how comfortable you are regards to farming. Now, there's a lot of people out there who strictly do only Act 3 farming, simple as, nothing else, and they'll do that all day long. Now, for instance, I don't like doing Act 3 farming all the time. I like to mix it up a little bit, so I'll do Act 1 maybe one day just for a bit of a change, then Act 2 the next day, then Act 3 majority of the time. But it's all about comfort for you guys. So obviously, players out there, they've got to play through the game, and obviously if they're not having much of a good time regards to dying all the time in Act 3, well, take it a step back and go to Act 2 and feel comfortable doing it on that one. It's all down to you guys. It's all about how you feel and how fast you can go through that particular act without dying too much. Gear is a bastard at the best of times. In an XP farming, it's one of those things which you've got to find a balance with regards to your build, in regards to how fast you can do a particular act, and that's why I've left this particular section at the end. Gear is one of those things which I can't really go in too much into. I can give you a few tips, but the fact is, gear is all dependent. Now, I use a Kane Legacy set which gives you a 30% bonus. That's the sandals, the helm, and also the wrists, and they do me for sound. You can get Hellfire rings which give you 30% bonus automatically, and also you can get the Auric Signet which gives you that particular bonus as well. But it's all down to you guys, and I still find that the Kane Legacy set is probably best for me at the moment. I'm on 33 at the moment, and the recording of this video, and I probably will get myself a Hellfire ring as soon as possible, as soon as I start farming the machines. But I do say Kane Legacy is probably the best bet for those guys who are not really doing it day in, day out, hour after hour after hour. The Kane's Legacy set is quite cheap as well, and also you're not going to be paying 130 mil like you will do for the Auric Signet. So again, that's up to you guys, but I recommend getting the Kane's Legacy set, and then balancing out your DPS and your life for your other gear. Gems are fairly easy regards to XP farming. best gem for that particular job is ruby. Simple as. Now, depending on how much you've got in regards to your budget, I usually go around about star level. Anything above star is good, but they will give you a hefty bonus. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I hope that helps, and if there's any questions, please PM me, or if there's any comments, any good constructive comments, please place them in the comments box below.